KYTV, we tackle the issues.
KYTV!
On KYTV, there's a fabulous new game show with skill, gambling and fabulous prizes.
So, 15 seconds left to see if the bunny will bite for Cheryl Smith of Finchley. Looks good for a nibble. Yay! The bunny's done the business!
That's Bet the Bunny. Every day at 6 on KYTV.
Welcome back. So, all the evidence was beginning to point down one overriding suspect. Mr. Herbert, or should I say, former police officer Ted Herbert. I'd like to talk to you, if I may, about the murder of Harry Mockery. Mr. Herbert, that wasn't very helpful, Mr. Herbert. Mr. Herbert, you still haven't answered my question. Did you have any involvement in the Harry Mockery murder? I understand you're a murderer, Mr. Herbert, is that correct? You used your influence in the police force, didn't you? Used it to pervert the course of justice. We have evidence, Mr. Herbert. We have evidence. There's no point in chopping my head off like this, Mr. Herbert. It's not going to help your case at all, is it? Well, that's better. Dropping me in this river with these concrete weights isn't going to affect the fact that we have clear evidence that you committed a murder, Mr. Herbert. What do you say to that? So, there we leave it. Enough certainty of doubt has surely been raised to suggest that a hint of suspicion that a man may tonight, and for many nights previously, be serving and have served in the past and in the future, will perhaps continue to serve in prison, which is where he is at this very minute, for committing a crime he almost certainly did not sentence. But we leave the last word to former police officer Ted Herbert.
You're watching Hot Crimes on KYTV.
Well, with me now in the studio is the private secretary to the Home Secretary, Sir Anthony Trollope, MP. Now, what are your thoughts on our investigation?
Well, the problem is your film is based on only half the evidence.
That's because you won't release the other half.
I don't think the average man wants to be confused by two sides of an argument.
Yes, so having seen the film, do you still believe that Johnny Sargent is guilty, or should he be set free?
You say guilty, you say free. What were the other bits again?
Do you believe he's guilty, or should he be set free?
Well, I think it's no bad thing to have one or two people in prison who are not guilty in order to dilute the criminal tendency.
Yes, but we're talking about a man who's been in prison for a crime we don't believe he committed.
Yes, but stone walls do not a prison make, nor iron bars a cage. Need I say more?
Yes.
Very well, then. Mine's innocent and quiet. Take that for an hermitage.
Mm-hmm. Barking. Chief Inspector Compton, I know you've been watching the film with great interest. Is there anything in particular you'd like to ask?
Yes, Mike. What was that very catchy piece of music?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because it's called The Murder Theme from Hot Crimes, and it's available from Sofa Shop, our comfy dial-a-deal home shopping channel. You spend, we send.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Anything else for us?
Yes, well, after our detailed reconstruction of a car theft in Bolton last week, we've had literally hundreds of calls from people saying that since the show, they've had their cars stolen in exactly the same way.
Super stuff.
Live and exclusive on KYTV, non-stop weather. Yes, a whole new channel devoted entirely to 24-hour non-stop weather reports.
In the southeastern part of Western Sumatra, there's still a slight drizzle, but it will probably brighten up a bit in the afternoon.
Over this part, and most of northern Alaska, it's going to be snowy for the next 12 months.
Now, moving on to the northern part of Western Sumatra.
Wall-to-wall weather on KYTV.
KY Weather is a completely free service to KYTV viewers once the annual subscription has been paid.
Death and murder.
Well, a reminder that there's more real-life tragedy on KYTV on Thursday night when we recreate the ordeal of a boy stranded in a pothole for 8 hours after the rescue team had been called, and a woman who lay trapped in her house for 3 days after she'd phoned for help. And that's all on our new show, 998. And next week on Hot Crimes, I'm delighted to say that our special guest will be Henry Wilkins, a great favourite of our viewers after his appearance last week, and Britain's #1 serial killer. Welcome back, Henry.
Oh, it's great to be back, Mike.
Now, you must be absolutely delighted with the response to last week's show.
Oh, yeah. I've had a sack full of letters from some really wonderful people.
Yes, what sort of things did they want to know?
DIY tips, mainly. You know, like, how did I get those floorboards up? How do I unblock a waste disposal unit? You know, tricks of the trade.
Yes. So, what are you doing at the moment, apart from the life sentence?
Well, no, I'm very busy at the moment, actually. Yeah, I've got a book signing at Waterstones after this. I'll be doing a lot of after-dinner speaking. And, well, I've got my own show coming up on Sunday. You're looking forward to that. It's a sort of a cross between Casualty and MasterChef.
And what's it called?
It's called Whose Leg Is It Anyway?
Well, good night. And remember, don't get murdered. Dirk Bogarde called his autobiography A Postilion Struck by Lightning. What would you call yours? Contestant #1.
A book of light-hearted anecdotes.
#2?
Life waiting to happen.
#3?
A bum full of farts.
It's the lowest common denominator.
You're watching KYTV.